Greg Pak and Raphael Ienco explore how Darth Vader learned about Crimson Dawn and their dealings as Ochi of Bestoon is sent out to track down what exactly Bokku the Hutt is up to and prove his worth to the Dark Lord. Greg Pak fills in Vader's War of the Bounty Hunter story before his confrontation on Jakara with a really quite funny Ochi-centric issue. I've absolutely loved what Greg Pak has done with Ochi, a one-scene character from Rise of Skywalker, building up this really hilarious yet competent assassin character who's quickly becoming one of a favourite new character of mine. I just love his playful nature and how despite the ever-looming lightsaber of Darth Vader, he still makes working for the Dark Lord fun, and not only that, he's pretty good at his job and isn't some bumbling fool like he presents himself as. It's kind of like a defense mechanism that sort of lures people into a false sense of security. Vader this issue doesn't really get much play since he's not in the issue all that much, but I like Pak using him as a kind of shadowy puppet master to Ochi, and his will is being done through the assassin. Raphael Ienco continues as series artist and got to do a little bit more than lightsaber action this time around, showcasing Ochi's skills as a killer really well in some really fun ways with some pages that really highlight how fast and efficient of a killer he is. Darth Vader issue 15 was a great stopgap between the War of the Bounty Hunter's main issues, filling in more detail on how Vader learned of Crimson Dawn's existence again while focusing on Ochi of Bestoon and his role as Vader's servant, leading to a fun, action-heavy issue. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. Darth Vader issue 15 heads to Arcanus, where Ochi keeps a lookout over a cantina, telling Vader the gang is there and he can sneak around the back to find out more. Vader tells him he serves him now, so Ochi is to walk through the front door. Ochi complies, kicking in the front door of the cantina, shouting his name as he is immediately punched in the face as a thug comes at him with a knife, telling him he's dead. Ochi knows that eventually he will be, but today he serves Darth Vader. The man stops, giving Ochi enough time to headbutt him as he addresses the gang, wanting to know what all the fuss is about regarding the invitation they just got. Vader and Ochi soon return to Bokku the Hutt's lair, welcomed by the Hutt, but Ochi demands to tell him about the invite. Bokku knows it's a Crimson Dawn invitation to collect the body of Han Solo. Ochi wonders when Bokku was going to clue them into this fact, but Bokku says that he was just about to, since Jabba will soon regain possession of Han Solo, and with the resources of the Empire though, this should be just a trivial matter to purchase him from Crimson Dawn before Jabba can. Ochi knows that Crimson Dawn won't just give him up, learning more syndicates also got invited as well, meaning that this is now an auction where they'll sell off Solo to the highest bidder. Vader demands Bokku attend this auction and he will bid against Jabba and he will be humiliated. Bokku doesn't understand this strategy, but Vader says that he is weak and he can't defeat Jabba through strength. His only hope is to become weaker, so Jabba loses all fear in him and only then will he be able to strike like a coward in the dark. Bokku knows that he'll be a victorious coward though, as later Ochi laughs about Bokku's reaction, asking Vader what the plan is and how they'll get to Skywalker. Vader shuts him up, knowing that Bokku was too easy to convince, and Ochi knows that the worm wants a throne, so he just needs a little nudge. Vader however knows that the Hutt was planning on betraying Jabba, but he won't be alone in this. Vader grabs Ochi, opening the ship's ramp and dangling the assassin out of it. Ochi is dropped back down onto the ground, told to go find out who else is working with Bokku. Ochi asks how he'll reach Vader, but the Dark Lord tells him that he will find him. Later that night, a group of carts leave Bokku's castle, telling the guards they'll see them at the next festival. As the carts head through the hills, some red-cloaked men drop from the bottom of it, sneaking through the fields when they are shot down by Ochi, who says that he wants to talk. The surviving man asks why he killed the other man, so Ochi says he only needed one of them alive. The hooded being says that that's going to be a little tricky since when they mess with Bokku, they mess with Crimson Dawn. More assassins appear as Ochi knows that Crimson Dawn's name was very helpful, merely wanting to put a name to the face of it all. He opens fire, telling the assassins that he'll see them all later. Leaping around the killers, Ochi easily picks off a group of them, knowing that if they mess with him, they mess with Darth Vader. The remaining Crimson Dawn assassins burst out laughing, confusing Ochi since he wonders if they know what he does since Darth Vader cannot be defeated, not by him or the Eye of the Weebish Bog or the Flute Droid or even the Sumo Verminoth, asking if they are stronger than the creature. The woman says that they are, but Ochi reminds her that he just killed like 5 of their men and even odds say he could take the rest of them. The woman knows that he can as she picks up some dirt, saying that maybe he could have killed a dozen of them, but could he take on 100 or 1,000 or 1,000,000? She throws the dust into the wind, knowing each of them is weak, but together they are impossibly strong. Ochi says he only sees 10 of them, so he wants to do this. The woman, however, offers Ochi a place at them as Vader watches from the ship. Ochi sees the ship coming in as it veers off, landing elsewhere, as the woman says that Vader isn't there for him and to save him. He's there to test him, so Ochi needs to join them since there is no other way. Ochi, however, shoots the woman in the arm, escaping towards the shuttle as the assassins pursue him. Ochi kills more of the men, grabbing one of them and stabbing him with his own knife, using the body as a shield as he fires back on the men. Pretty soon all of the assassins are dead as Vader arrives. Ochi tells him that Bokku is working with Crimson Dawn, but he knows Vader already knew that. Vader says nothing, igniting his saber as Ochi tries to talk his way out of death, saying that he knew it was a test and he doesn't have to worry about him. Vader knows that is until he strikes like a coward in the dark. Ochi knows that he would never do that and he always will obey the most powerful, so as long as that's Vader, he has no problems. Vader and Ochi are soon surrounded by more assassins as Vader tells Ochi that he always is the most powerful.